Good evening, everybody. I'm gonna just chat for a little bit here, give people a chance to come on. I am Stephen Crum, running for the state house in District 98. You can find information about my campaign at crumforkansas.com. You can also find me here, of course, look on this page here on Facebook. On Twitter, you can find me at Steve Crum1, and that's the digit number one. And you can also find me at Instagram at that same thing, at Steve Crum1. Um, going to talk a little bit tonight. That's why I'm waiting for people to get on. Mailers have started to come out, and unfortunately, being in a campaign like this, sometimes you get some pretty interesting mail put out about you. And kind of what I found over the past two or three elections is that uh, things in mailers don't have to be true. Um, so I'm going to ask people to please keep that in mind. I'm going to go over kind of the mailer that came out today. Uh, well, this one right here says that I'm an insider. You notice tonight I wanted to dress like my picture in the mailer just for fun. So I just want to kind of talk about, first off, it says Insider Steve Crum puts special interests before us. I don't know if you guys saw a post I put in earlier today. I've had over 70 individuals contribute to my campaign at the last time we had to check in, and I only had a couple of unions, and at that time, no PACs. Where my opponent, who put this mailer out, had four individuals, and all the rest of his, which there were only 17, so 14 of the others were from PACs or large corporations. So I don't know who us is on this. Then up here at the top, we got saddled the working poor and middle class with a $1.2 billion retroactive tax increase. They're talking about when we stopped the state from going bankrupt because of Brownback's failed tax experiment, that a majority of the House voted for and the Senate voted for, and we even overrode the veto when they tried to keep that in place. So that's what that terrible thing is. We tried to help the economy, where the state's tax credit immediately went up once we vetoed that. I tried to increase welfare for able-bodied adults. That's tied back to Medicaid expansion, with the false narrative that it encourages people to not work so that they can have health care. Most of the people that need Medicaid expanded in Kansas have jobs, uh, but are minimum wage jobs or jobs that pay $10 or $11 an hour, and you have a family, you still are going to fall in that gap, and you're not going to have health care for your family. So that is a false narrative. The other thing we have up here is voted to stop us from receiving full federal tax cut. Again, us in this is going to be multinational corporations, because we didn't do a tie into a change to the federal government that would have helped probably 2 to 3% individuals in the state, but would have really been a windfall of savings for the multinational companies here in Kansas. And then I voted with Nancy Pelosi's Democratic Party 95% of the time. The whole time I was in the legislature, I don't ever remember Nancy Pelosi ever presenting a bill. And I don't ever remember voting on a bill that was at the national level either. So I'm not really sure how to take that one. I will say that about 90% of the bills that come before the House for a full vote pass, and that's because the majority of Republicans and Democrats vote for it. So you'd probably find that I voted with Republicans 80 to 85% of the time. So I'm not really sure what that one means. And then what's worse, Stephen voted to allow our tax dollars to be used to pay for lobbyists and gifts to legislators. Um, you remember when we were underfunding public education, and we were in the courts about that to try to get it funded at a constitutional level? Well, this was a amendment to a bill that was already put up that wanted to try to make it so that public school districts could not have lobbyists up at Topeka to try and lobby for what's best for public school systems, their teachers, and their students. That's all that bill, that amendment dealt with, was to allow school districts to be able to lobby in Topeka. Um, so it had nothing to do with getting like this one right here. It looks like they're trying to, I'm getting a bribe here or something, I guess. Guys, just please watch out for mailers like this. If you ever see something that you wonder about, please get a hold of me. Email me, crumforkansas@gmail. You can call me. I can go over it step by step if you want me to. It's no big deal. I do want to kind of go over. I'm going to have mailers start coming out from me. Uh, we we have the everybody that we know of that are sending out mailers send it to us first, and we have to okay it. The only time you're going to see me talk about my opponent is what is called contrast, and that is where it's going to be really simple because I had 2 years up there and he's had 2 years up there, and I will put my record against his record without any problem at all. So I will talk about bills that he may have voted one way that I would have voted the opposite. And those will be cited. That's one other thing. They've got the citings for this right here, and it's in such small print and dim print that it's hard to even see. So they're trying to hide something there. I'm gonna campaign on the policies. I'm gonna tell you what I want to do. I may tell you what I would have done different than what he did, and that's the way. That way you can see why I'd be the best choice. That's all I'm going to do tonight. It's actually probably went a little longer than I would have liked, but I kind of wanted to go over that. Please, if you see a mailer like this, please ask me about it because I'm betting I can explain every single one of them away just like I did this. Feel free to share the information I just gave you from this. And you guys will have a blessed day. And I hope your September went well, and I hope you have a great October. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.